Thinking about spending the holidays at Walt Disney World? There's nothing like the magic of snow falling on Main Street, USA, or ringing in the new year at Epcot. But planning a holiday trip can be overwhelming. That's where Touring and Cruises comes in. They're Disney experts and a fee-free travel agency, which means you get expert planning at no extra cost. Book your holiday vacation today with Touring and Cruises at touringandcruises.com and let them help you unwrap the magic.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. I am Doug McKnight here with Lauren Shields. And Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm awesome because I'm getting ready to go to Walt Disney World.
Yes, so this is a future episode recorded in what is your past, our present.
The prequel to the sequel.
Yes, we like to do that. We like to prequel things. So here we are. Lauren's on an amazing cruise ship right now, if you're listening when this comes out.
Oh, yeah, because this is the second one. We are doing 2 recordings tonight, so hopefully we're hanging in there. But yeah, when this one comes out, I will be on the Disney Treasure.
Yes, not jealous at
Sorry,
all.
friend. Yeah.
All right. Well, whenever we do listener questions, and when we don't do listener questions, I get this question a lot since January, right, Lauren? Same question over and over. So I'm just going to address it real quick, give you some facts, some answers, and then we can move on from this question. I get the question often why I fired, got rid of, took Derek off the show. I did not fire Derek. I did not get rid of Derek. Derek quit the show. It was his decision. Wasn't mine. Wasn't something I wanted to have happen. But it is what happened. So timeline-wise, if we go back in our time machine to December 30th, I got a text from Derek saying that not all was good with Derek. He was going through some things. By December 31st, the next morning, he texted me that, so that's New Year's Eve if people didn't put that together, just a little timeline there, right? That he was going to leave the show. And so then I was left with the decision. I had kind of 3 different choices. One was just like, hang it up, be done, right? Because at that time, Derek had he was like, I'm probably never going to Disney World again. You know, his words, right? So it was like, well, we could just be done with Rope Drop Radio. That's one option. Other option is I go solo, but that sounded horrible for all the listeners. Just my voice over and over. Or I find a new co-host. So actually, Derek and I told him some, who I was thinking, and he thought, yes, Lauren would be a great replacement. So reached out to Lauren and tricked her into being on the show. So there you go. I did not fire Derek. He left because he was having some different things going on in his life that he needed to pay attention to with his family, with his health. And he's getting that squared away and moving forward on that, but definitely needed to step back from Rope Drop Radio to fully take care of that and focus on his family. And that's what he was doing or is doing, still doing, right? Everybody's constantly improving themselves. And so that's why Derek left. I'm sure I'll get the question next time we do listener questions again. Every meetup we had in the parks, that was a question, and that's fine. It's okay to ask, but this way, more people know. I've addressed it more probably on Patreon after shows, haven't I, Lauren? Like this little bit.
It's hard to address because we want to just respect his privacy as much as possible.
Right. So not our story to tell entirely, but Derek quit the show. I did not fire him or anything like that. I just want to be clear about that. So,
and I can attest that Derek reached out to me shortly after you asked me to take over co-hosting, and had told me that he had talked to you and he thought I'd be a good fit for it. And he was very kind, and I appreciate that. But just to collaborate kind of that story and I've talked to him since. So he gave it his blessing. But yeah.
And it wasn't something that was long planned out. It kind of like snap happened and he needed to step back. So we didn't get to have like a month long of farewell shows or anything like that. Would have been a planned departure. This was not. So that's why that didn't happen. I'm still enjoying the exit surveys and things like that I'm getting about me firing him and getting rid of him.
Yeah, that did not
Like,
happen.
it didn't happen. If that's rumors, I don't know where they are coming from. There was no falling out, nothing like that. It was Derek needed to step back, to focus on his family, focus on his health, that sort of thing. So there you go. And talked about it today because we're talking about a topic he enjoys, Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we're going to get on to Star Wars. But I can't really say more than that without crossing the line on what he wants me to say.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would add to was that he wanted it to. He asked to go quickly. Like he didn't want to do a long goodbye. I think we just needed to address it because it comes up, and we didn't want to act like we're ignoring it. Yeah, but
it is a thing. Yeah, and
but we just want the best for him and to protect his privacy as anyone would want. That's his story, as Doug said, to tell.
Right. Yeah. If he wants to tell the whole story, you go for it. But it's not ours to share. So, in his journey. So there you go. But we're going to talk about Star Wars. But first, we are going to talk a little about patrons because we like our patrons. You guys are awesome, right?
Yes, love the Patreons. Hopefully, while I was gone, we had a new one, but I don't know because that's in the future.
Yeah.
Currently, I don't have one for this week, but I do want to thank all of our Patreons for all your support. Please feel free to come join us on Rope Drop Radio at patreon.com. We have after shows every week where you get a very unfiltered version of the podcast, or kind of a debriefing or thoughts of after the show, things that we wanted to say and we didn't say on the original show. So it's fun to listen to. I will hopefully be having some time to post stuff when I'm at Epic and Disney World and on the Treasure. I'll try to post some stuff for the Patreons there as well. But thank you to everyone who does join the community.
Yes, and thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the show. That's important. It turns out only about 80% of our listeners subscribe to the show on their Apple podcast device. So make sure you're subscribed so you never miss a Rope Drop Radio. And also leave a 5-star review. If you leave a 5-star review, we will read it on air. So this one is titled, you ready for this, Lauren?
Yes, I'm ready.
Dynamic duo with realistic advice.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Lauren and Doug, a great team that give realistic advice families can actually use on trips. I got tired of other podcasts sugarcoating everything in the parks and romanticizing waiting in lines for hours. But not these guys. Team Trumpet Squid. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, we don't romanticize waiting in lines for hours because there's nothing great about that, is there?
No, yeah, this came up last week with CT when he talked about how he likes to listen to different podcasts and blogs and vlogs. And I think if you're new to Disney, the number one thing is if you are listening to a podcast or whoever and everything is amazing and good all the time, they're probably not being fully honest with you. So we don't like to be negative, right? We like to have a balance because we do love Disney. That's why we do a podcast about it and keep going back. But we do like to be truthful about, what maybe needs more work or what to skip so that when you do go, you make the most of your trip.
Yeah, your time is valuable, and letting you know that this new dessert is lousy is important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will try the dessert for you.
But something that's not lousy, Star Wars. So today we're gonna talk about a fandom, and we'll see how this show does. We might dive into other fandoms in the future, but I've gotten questions about what can I actually do Star Wars wise at the parks. So we'll have that after this break. Hey, Nebraska rope droppers. Getting to the magic just got easier. The Lincoln Airport now offers nonstop flights to Orlando twice a week on Breeze Airways. Every Wednesday and Saturday. Skip the layovers and get straight to Mickey faster than ever. I've flown Breeze myself. It's a great experience with one of the youngest fleets in the sky, flying only Airbus A220s. So next time you're planning a Disney vacation, start at Lincoln Airport, your shortcut to the magic. welcome back. It's time to dive into a fandom that I'm very excited about because this fandom is from a galaxy far, far away, Lauren. But Disney brings it nice and close to home, doesn't it?
It does. I love Star Wars. I was so happy when it came to the parks. Were
Yeah.
you?
Yes, I was really happy when they bought
Got it. Yeah,
Lucas because I was like, oh, this opens the door to more
so much.
things.
Yes. It was one of the mergers that I was most excited about because I've been a Star Wars fan since I was little. So this was awesome knowing that it was probably going to come to the parks.
So, yeah, that merger was when they bought all of LucasArts, so Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and the all the studio that came with it. And so Star Tours had been at Hollywood Studios for a long, long time, hasn't it?
It has. I'm pretty sure you are ready to go into a long spiel, right? Doug
Yeah,
wants to school us on the history of how Disney and Star Wars merged and how we got it into the parks. And he's going to act a little bit like Jim Hill for this.
you know, well, actually, we have to go way back. No, I'm not going to go too far
How far
back.
back are we going?
So if Jim Hill were telling the story, so anybody that doesn't know who Jim Hill, he does the Disney Dish with Lynn Testa, and I enjoy that show. It's the other podcast I listen to regularly, right? I
Yes,
have
it's
some
great.
others I mix in, but it gives the little bit of news and then history. And if Jim Hill were doing a story about what you can find in Hollywood studios, he would somehow start the story in 1935.
I don't know how he does it, but he does. It's
It's like
impressive.
he was talking about Reflections, the resort, which isn't Reflections. It's a different name now, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget what,
But
but
he
yeah.
went all the way back to something at Disneyland was the start of the
Yep.
origins of, and then like Mineral King, and then Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. I'm not that smart. I can't do that
So
with.
you're going to start with the birth of George Lucas. Just kidding.
Yes. So George A. Lucas, actually, I don't know what his middle name is. And yeah, we're going to start there. And no.
That might be too far back. Let's maybe
So it started
skip
with
a couple
Star
decades.
Tours, right? So
Yeah.
Star Tours, they made this deal. Star Tours was licensed to come into the park. It was a big deal to get anything George Lucas into the theme park. It was kind of Disney's one of their first forays into bringing outside IP. So IP stands for intellectual property, right? We don't say that word on the podcast that much in 2025. Used to say it a lot more, but like the top of the show, there were some changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek loves the word IP. He likes to say it. So, Star Wars is a a big part of Disney now. But it started out with just Star Tours, and it started out at Hollywood Studios. Um, so on Wikipedia, it says the opening date is May 20th, 2011, which I believe is not correct.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's not correct.
not at all, right? So don't trust Wikipedia for your
It was
inf-
there when I went there in college and in junior high. That's like it's got to be like the 90s.
oh, it is definitely older than that. So let me I I
I
have
wonder
it
if
right
they
here.
like revamped it.
December
Like
15th,
there
1989.
you
Yeah.
go.
So definitely a long time ago, but May 20th, 2011 is when it changed into The Adventure Continues, and they updated it from the very original footage into the new footage and the better 3D. And then they've added more and more scenes, right? They recently updated it to add more and more scenes. So now you can get the Mandalorian, things like that. So it all started with Star Tours. And anybody that listens to Rope Drop on Deck knows that I bore people with gross tonnage, and Michelle would have yelled at me by now to move along. So there you go. 1989, December 15th, opened at Hollywood Studios. That's really all you need to know. And it's still there. Star
Yeah.
Tours is
I still
still
love it. I know you
there.
have motion sickness, but man, they just keep finding ways to add in new scenes and keep it updated.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. So what Star Tours is a 3D simulator ride. There's a Rebel Spy, all kinds of fun stuff. You can go on it over and over and get different scenarios, different mixes. I don't know what the official combination number is, but it's high, right, Lauren?
It's like, yeah, it's like impossible to see the same exact sequence twice in a row. I mean, maybe not impossible, but you'd have to write a lot of times.
Yeah. So Star Tours is there. A lot of people wondered if it would still be there when they added Galaxy's Edge, and somehow it survived, even with Muppet's Courtyard in between it. You would think, oh, we're getting rid of Muppet's Courtyard. Maybe some. No, it doesn't sound like anything's changing.
No.
It's just gonna continue to exist,
Yeah.
and it exits through a gift shop. So
Yes, it
it's
does.
key.
Where you can build a lightsaber. The cheap
Yes.
versions.
And a
Yes.
droid, a little droid thing you can build is so if your kid asks to build a droid, like we'll talk about in Galaxy's Edge, this is you can make little tiny droids.
This is the
Tell
cheap
them,
version.
hey guys, you said you wanted to build a droid. You're building a droid. Not the same, but
Nope.
very much not the same, but pretty cool building a little droid. It's like a little action figure droid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a neat gift shop. A lot of cool things in there. But you exit through it. Star Tours. I love the outside of Star Tours with the
Yes. So,
AT-AT.
well, it's Endor, right? Like
Yeah.
on top of it. So Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie
Oh, okay.
ever, right? So like, because that's how I got into it. I was 5 or 6 watching it. Like my dad taped it off a TV, and I just thought the Ewoks were so cool. So I love that. I'm so disappointed. I know I'm skipping ahead that we didn't see any sort of Endor in Galaxy's Edge.
Spoiler alerts.
I know. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll save my rant for later. But
Okay. Oh, a
love them.
Lauren rant on deck.
I know
I'm
it's been
here
a
for it.
while.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it. Yeah, so Star Tours is great. Also, one of the places you can kind of see the original idea of Hollywood studios, it was like a living movie set, right? So from
Hmm.
one side, the AT-AT, everything looks great. And then you walk to the other side and look backwards at it, and you can see it's just a prop. It's like half of a facade, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's still like that. So you can still see, like, you're not really in Star Wars. You're not really in uh, Endor, but you are on a movie set. And that was the original idea of Hollywood studios is it was a studio, right?
Right.
And that's about the only place you really see that other than Backlot Express. The restaurant right there is themed. There is a little stage right next to it, which sadly is no longer used. We lost Jedi training a while ago, like 2019, I think.
Yeah. We never got to it. I'm so
Yeah.
disappointed because then
Oh, it
it was over.
I miss it, but I don't miss the logistics of it because that was your rope drop, was
I
signing up for Jedi
remember.
training, and that was intense. And there was people that were like slow to rope drop it, like they'd go do Toy Story Mania and then come do that because somebody on Facebook told me I could. No, they didn't work out well for usually, especially during busy times.
Oh.
Like you had to rope drop that, and then you wanted to do it soon because if it rained or the weather changed or you had lunch plans, well, it was a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. I
That's
bet.
probably why. And then people would show up and they'd be mad their kid couldn't do it while they're watching it, right? So they probably got more complaints at guest services, and that's why it disappeared, is my theory.
I could see that. But they need to modify them that, right? Like, so it's not a whole planning thing. Like your kid can just show up and do it.
But then where do you cut it off? I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know.
Okay.
They could figure it out.
All right. Other conundrums. Let's move on to the next conundrum.
Yes.
Launch Bay. Star
Uh,
Wars Launch Bay. So it's still there for another month or so. And then it's going to close. Inside of that, there's some artifacts, a little movie I haven't watched for a long time. You can meet Darth Vader and Chewbacca, right? And then BB-8, I
yeah.
think, is still there, right? It's got a gift shop. Not much reason to talk about this very long, other than the fact that it's going to be gone very quickly.
So I love the meet and greets, but it takes up so much space,
Mm-hmm.
right? That I was like, we can move these somewhere else and use this. Like,
It's just such a waste of space.
And I'm not completely sold on the new plans for that area. Like, that's so much space that I'm surprised they're not putting like a big attraction in
They're
there. Like,
putting a playground in it. Let's be honest. They're putting
I
in a
know.
playground and meet and greets and walk around characters.
Yeah, not sold on it. I really would have liked to see another kid-friendly dark ride there. Like, I still feel like that park
Well,
struggles with the kids who are
we're,
not 40
we're
inches.
barely changing the floor plan, which is
Why?
what they did the first time around. They're going to put the animation class back in. Like, we're just
I don't
getting
mind
back what they,
that, right?
like, why did it ever go away?
And why does it have to go there?
Because they
Like,
already have the room for it.
yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
sold on that.
Enough about Launch Bay. It's
Yeah.
going to be gone by the time most people even listen to this show. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the big ticket item, the whole land. But it's not called Star Wars Land. Oh, no, we can't do that. It's called Galaxy's Edge. And knowing the Star Wars cinematic universe, where might you think Galaxy's Edge would exist? On a planet we would know, right?
You would think.
Put it on Tatooine. Every Star Wars movie seems obsessed with Tatooine. Put it on Coruscant. I don't, maybe a little bit of both. Hoth would have been nice in the summer,
Endor. There's one answer.
right? So where did they put it? Batu. What is Batu? Nobody knows. It was made up for the
For
place,
the
and
parks.
then they forced people to write books about it.
They did. They did.
Oh, you want a book contract? You can write that book if you write this book first. Yeah, that
Yeah.
happened. So it's in Batu. So it's a planet that you've never heard of, never been to, but they created it. It's lively, I guess. No?
No, so rant. So this drives
Okay.
me crazy.
Backing
Yeah,
up.
I tried to go in with an open mind when this opened up because they put so much detail and
They did.
thought and all this stuff into it, and I just feel like they completely missed the mark on it, right? Like, a lot of Disney parks is nostalgia, and right now the people paying for all these trips, right, are focused on the original movies. And I don't mind if they bring the newer movies. Like, my kids like the newer movies, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. There was a way to do it without making up a whole planet and then deciding that we had to stick to some timeline that only like Rey and Chewbacca are in. So like Darth Vader can't come and this character can't come and Luke Skywalker can't. Like, it's driving me crazy. And I was like, and you got Star Tours that's like not even here, and like the launch bay's over here. So none of it really works. So like, no one cares. Like, I don't care if I walk into Batu and Darth Vader is there at, like when Kylo Ren is. Like, that's not going to bother me. It's not going to bother my kids. It's not going to ruin the experience. It's going to be fun because we have these different characters, and like, it could be fun because maybe they're together. I don't know.
Grandpa!
It could be fun, but they're so stuck on this rule that they're like ruining it.
You guys, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge got Lauren so riled up she's pounding on her desk. Not editing that out, Lauren.
Sorry, I did
No.
pound at the desk.
She's got you going.
Oh, it's
gosh.
so frustrating because it is like, kudos to the Imagineers who did it. They were stuck in that, whoever made that decision, which I still think is the wrong decision.
It was based off the worst movie out of all 9 movies. It's based off of The Last Jedi, is where it's set.
It is the worst movie. And it's just
the other movie they had to work with was Solo,
which I also didn't like. And it's crazy because think if like this had all happened, like 5 years later, it would have been all Mando, which would have been great.
Right. It would have been Tatooine and
Yes,
Coruscant.
you could just go
and
back to it.
Planets we've heard of.
So like that's what's driving me crazy is like these, like they exist still. Like they can move the timeline and still have the same location. It drives me crazy. It's so frustrating because everything's so well done. And all I keep thinking is like, but I don't know this place. Nobody knows this place. There's no attachment to it. Like, there's no emotional attachment to it whatsoever.
They really needed that last movie to just be set in Batu. Like, just they could have really just hit us over the head with it, and that I probably would have been okay with that because it would have created that attachment to the land. I think that was kind of a fail because they went to new planets. There was nothing that, like, prevented the writers from writing in Batu significantly into the very last episode 9,
Yeah.
we would have groaned and be like, oh, we're trying to sell the parks. But you know what? It would have
They
worked
can
out.
still do it for Mandalorian,
All right.
right?
Well, they can. There's a lot of things they can do.
Okay. We can
Let's
move
talk
on.
about what we do have, because we got some fantastic stuff. Let's start with food because I'm hungry. So we have Docking Bay 7, which is a counter service restaurant. Lauren, what do you like at Docking Bay 7?
We don't really go there.
Oh, it has the best mac and cheese, Lauren.
Does it?
So the last time I was there, I got the kids mac and cheese, and it was fantastic. It's really good mac and cheese. They have the names of the foods different because it's Star Wars themed, right? So it's like Yip Yip or Tip Yip for chicken,
So what
things like
gets me
that.
there is like I
It's
think
expensive.
it's expensive is problem number one, and then B is like they try to make things healthy. So like the mac and cheese
Mm-hmm.
comes with like
Broccoli.
chicken. I thought it comes with chicken too. No.
Yeah, you can get it with a chicken nugget, basically.
Oh, it's a chicken nugget. Well,
Yeah, it's
maybe.
not healthy.
Well,
The broccoli is the healthy part, but it's
yeah,
good when you cover it in cheese.
that's true.
It's just
Yeah.
another thing covered in the cheese from the mac and cheese.
I
So
feel like we dabbled there when it first came out, and then we never really went back.
the menus changed some, but it's still really good. If I'm on the dining plan, I'm gonna eat
Right.
there though.
Yes, you're
Um,
gonna make your money back there.
yeah, and then they have Ronto Roasters, right? Which is where you get your wraps, the
Yep.
Ronto wrap. I prefer the breakfast.
I've heard that. That's what most people say is the
You know,
breakfast.
they're both good. Sometimes, depending on the time of year you go, the actual Ronto's roasters won't be open, but you get the wraps at the Docking Bay 7. So, the last time I was there, it was not open, which was weird because it
That
was
is weird.
also that was when we were there. It wasn't open. That was springtime surprise. Like, I was kind of surprised it wasn't open. We also have Oga's Cantina,
Mm-hmm.
which is supposed to be the cantina where I'm just gonna say your rant would have preferred just Tatooine and the actual cantina that you see in Tatooine.
Yeah. So we brought the kids here one time. I think we did, and no, like the because they know that scene, but they really want you out of there. So like I don't think we had seats.
Yeah,
They brought you out of there, and it's teeny tiny. Like they needed to make it bigger.
it needed to be double the size that it is, but it is very immersive. If you love Star Wars,
It is neat.
it's a must. You have 45 minutes, 2 drink maximum, so they're still enforcing that. So it's still popular. Lots of different drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic. They do have stuff for the kids. There's little bites. There's not a full meal there
No,
because I don't think they want you lingering. Plus, there's not a kitchen on the
no.
backside or anything.
I think it's worth going once for the ambiance. Like if you're a big Star Wars fan, it is neat to see one time.
If you're a big Star Wars fan, you go every time. It's that good.
I don't
Uh,
see you go there every time.
I didn't say I was that big. Like, when I go to Star Wars trivia, Lauren, I get my butt handed to me. All right. People
Oh.
that know me think I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. In the world of Star Wars, I am not.
Some of those trivias are really hard. I did
Oh,
when we were on our 12-night cruise. I worked with John, who's Ruby's dad, who we gave a shout out to in the last episode.
mhm.
He is a big Star Wars nerd, and we just luck out that we know the different stuff. We came in second still.
Whoa.
We got one wrong and came in second. And yeah, we lucked out because I knew the original stuff really well. He knew some of the animated stuff way better than I did. That's a good team to have.
Yeah, that is. I mean, they get deep with the animated, making you name
Yep.
planets that were in one episode of the Clone Wars,
It
and
gets
I'm
crazy.
out. I can't. That's a whole different level. I was at one where it was all based off of stuff from novels.
Oh.
I'm like, well, I've read 0 novels, so I shall leave
Oh,
now.
I read a few, but that was probably 20 years ago
Right?
or
Sam's
more.
read a ton. Sam's read a ton of the novels, so a lot of good stuff there. But Oga's Cantina, I enjoy it. there's one drink that makes your mouth go numb.
Yes, I've had this.
The fuzzy
The
tauntaun.
tauntaun.
Yeah.
It's
So
fun drink.
whenever I see somebody with that, like in a picture, I it just makes me laugh because if I make their mouth numb, they're angry. But if their alcoholic beverage does, they're happy.
Well, you could be the cool dentist who just gives them the fuzzy tauntaun, right?
Maybe I mean I feel like I need a different kind of license as well
Probably, but that
to
would be
serve the
cool.
fuzzy tauntaun. Maybe that's instead of the regular topical anesthetic. I'm like, drink this,
I would do it.
then I do the anesthetic.
That's awesome.
All right, I think we have that plan. Then there is the milk stand, very creatively named. This is where you can find green milk, which you should never ingest.
Nope, never.
But blue milk is, according to Lauren, okay-ish.
I know. CT called me out. He's like, "No, you either hate it or love it." And I was like, "If it's a cold day, I will drink it."
Yeah, it's icy, right? You can
Yeah.
get the
So
ice.
the girls love it. Luke will drink the green one, which I thought for years was so that he didn't have to share because we were not buying 6 of them, right?
Right.
But it turns out he, like, when we were on the dining plan one time and he could get whatever he wanted, he still picked green.
Mm.
So I have not taught him correctly.
So we will not be having Luke on to talk about food because his
Yeah, probably
palate
not.
is questionable.
A little bit based on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my
Okay.
girls like the blue milk. I know. We're in the minority.
Yeah. So there you go, milk stand. That's it. That's the milk stand. And then there is the cat skack something kettle. They have popcorn that they tried to make a thing. They even forced it into the Mandalorian and a couple other things. The popcorn appears in some live action stuff and animated stuff after Galaxy's Edge opened, and it didn't move the needle. The popcorn is just popcorn.
I completely missed that, and I've watched all the Mandalorian.
Oh,
It did not work.
it's snuck in there. They
That's
didn't.
hilarious.
They should have been like, I got this but on Batu.
Right? Bring Batu into the series.
Yeah, I think it's in Bad Batch a couple times.
Okay.
Like they're just snacking on it. Like it's so weird.
Weird.
Yeah, they try to make that a thing. I think Disney's still looking for their butterbeer.
They are.
Right? Whether it
They
turns out
are.
and they missed it with the blue milk. If Disney did like, hey, we're gonna totally redo the blue milk and come out with something different, I would applaud them. I'd be like, you know what? It's not butterbeer. You should keep trying until everybody's like, oh, have you had the blue milk? Nobody says that.
Yeah. Yeah. They have too many people who don't like it. I think it's probably not a bad choice to revamp it.
All right, let's talk shops. So there's a whole like shopping district. This little stall like stores, like it's like a marketplace. They want you immersed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's different ones in there. They're all different themed, but the marketplace is one place. There's no roof over it, so be aware of that if it's raining.
Raining, yeah.
Do you ever do much shopping in the marketplace?
So no, this is something where I think it's good in theory, but not in reality.
Right.
So the first time we ever went to Galaxy's Edge, I did think it was neat because it is immersive, 100%. But then I would go in the shops and there was nothing. Even the very first time we went, there was not one thing that any of us wanted. Like, and my girls love stuffed animals, but the stuffed animals look kind of like they try to make it as though
You're there, right?
a
You're in Star
villager
Wars.
and a remote planet made the like home sewed this, and the girls were like, it doesn't look right. So we never have bought anything, I don't think, in those back shops. The theming is great, but the merch is not there.
So if you want Galaxy's Edge merch, you need to get it up on Hollywood Boulevard towards the front of the whole place. There's a whole bunch of Marvel and Star Wars stuff in one of the shops. That's where you get your Star Wars stuff. Because you're not going to find like a t-shirt with Darth Vader on it in Galaxy's Edge because people shopping in Batu would not be buying that. So it's like you're a local at a shop. So
yeah,
the stuffed animal thing. So the popcorn was forced into Bad Batch, Hot and Heavy. Also, Omega, the character in Bad Batch, has a stuffed animal that matches what you could find. So Disney was like, oh, we're going to do this. I don't think it helped. So
no, like my girls want like baby Ewoks and baby Chewbacca's.
No, I mean they do have like some sort of Chewbacca, like, but not much, and it doesn't look like what you want.
We have bought more out of the gift shop coming out of
Star Tours.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah,
Star
that's where you
Tours.
get your Star
It's
Wars merch, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So shopping in Batu is like shopping in Batu, which some
yeah,
people love because you're
yeah.
getting that immersive
It is immersive. It is.
in-universe shopping experience. Speaking of in-universe, if you want to go, buy crazy stuff in universe, is Doc Ondor's Den of Antiquities. So this is where you can get antiques and novel things from the Star with. I mean, this is where you find stuff that seems more Star Warsy
Mhm.
because it's the weird dude selling it, right? But you can
Yeah.
buy lightsabers from various characters in there. So they're like famous hilds, right? You can buy a
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano lightsaber, a Luke lightsaber, that sort of stuff. And they're not cheap.
No, the Ahsoka one's cool too because there's 2.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
get 2 of them. It's easier to beat up your siblings with that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my kids hitting anything with said lightsabers, price wise,
No. No.
but all kinds of things in there. It's neat to just walk around that shop because of the stuff up around the top. It's like a museum of Star Wars things, like
Yeah.
all the different helmets and things like that. It's just awesome if you're a Star Wars fan to walk around and look at Doc Ondor's. Um, Okay, then there's the 2 things. Oh, there is a first order shop as well because one area is all
Yep.
first order. You can go join the first order if you're weird like that. I don't understand the people that side with the first order or the empire. I
They just want to
worry.
be different, Doug. That's okay.
I worry about them. Okay, and then you also have the droid depot. We talked about building droids. You can do that.
Yeah, these are the more expensive ones.
Yeah, reservations I believe are a thing here, depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
Yes, limited to same day walk up, but reservations. Yes, it says
Yeah.
that on the official park map that I'm looking at. So walk up's not guaranteed, but you get to pick out the different pieces, build your droid. You can do like a BB unit or a R2 unit. Make them whatever
You
color
can
you
make up your
want.
own kind, really, even.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
yeah. Um, we've done that.
We
Been
have
there, done
not,
that. Wow, impressive, Lauren, that you've avoided that.
because there's no way that the kids would agree on like one, and I don't want to buy
No,
4. And I don't want to bring 4 home.
just pick your favorite child.
Depends on the day, right?
Yeah, it really does. Really
Yeah.
does.
And they stopped asking. They asked for it a
They gave
lot.
up. You warm down.
I did.
Here's what you do on this next trip. You say, "What? You know what, guys? We're gonna go build some droids
What?
and take them to tattooing traders and let them build the little ones." Watch, they take that out like this week, right? Disney's always changes stuff. They're gonna get rid of that droid building
Oh, they'd be
station
so
now.
mad. They have not asked me though in a long time, so I'm just gonna leave that where it is.
I would too. Speaking of other things you can build that requires a reservation, Savi's workshop. So where you
So
get to build
this
lightsabers.
I've done. Have
It's
you done it?
fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I actually did this when just Jake and I went because again, I didn't want to buy 4 because they're pricey. I have it. Oh, I gotta take a picture. I have it right
It's
up
up
here
there.
in my office, and I told him I'm like, he's like, what are you gonna do with them? I'm like, I'm gonna put it in my office. Are you gonna take a picture?
I'll take a picture
Or I could
of
take a picture. Pointing.
yes. There you go. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great picture. Everybody will love it. So
It's been funny. Well, Jake actually, like, he's been on a work meeting and he's come down into my office. And one time someone's like, is that a lightsaber above your head? He had explained what his wife did for work. But this was an awesome experience. I loved it.
mhm.
None of my kids at this point are like big enough Star Wars fans for me to feel like it's worth doing with them. It's too expensive. It's hard with 4 because I'm like,
Yeah.
if you do it for one, you got to do it for the other 3. They would all want it, so they haven't done it. But I did it. Jake got to watch because you get to bring one person in there to watch with
Mhm.
you. It was really neat. Loved it.
It's more of a show than anything else,
Yeah.
right? It's like a private little show. The music and the effects in the room are fantastic. I did it with Alden. He built, I was his extra. And then it was the trip we did with 2 of his friends and their families.
Hmm.
So it was 3 boys and then their extras. And it was fantastic. And it was still post COVID enough that they were doing half capacity. So we actually
Hmm.
had space.
Nice.
Like, because it's pretty crowded in there. If everybody brings an extra person, right, there's not room for two parents. Like, not happening. Don't ask. You only get one if your kid's the one building,
Yeah.
because there's just not room for you to stand. But it was so cool, like the whole experience and watching everybody light up their lightsaber.
Yeah, the person who like gives you the instructions and runs it, like they are fantastic actors and
Mm-hmm.
just they make you feel like you're right there. Very immersive, very cool. This is one of the things I think they did really well in this park. It's definitely worth doing if you're a big Star Wars fan.
Not cheap, but it is something that after doing it, I was like, okay, I get the price point now. I
It's
do.
a whole experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. That's the shopping in Batu. So let's talk about what everybody's like. Why aren't we talking about this yet? The attractions, right? There's two attractions in
Hmm.
the land. And should we talk about Smuggler's Run
We should
first?
start with that. Yeah. So this is great for a family of 6.
Yeah, it's called Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and you get to fly the Millennium Falcon.
It is cool. Yeah. So I have mixed feelings about this because it's amazing. They have 2 pilots. So you sit
Mm-hmm.
like you have a buddy, right? So 2 pilots. What is it? 2
Gunners, two
and 2.
engineers.
Yeah. Um, Big issue with it though is that the funnest part is to pilot. And if you're not piloting, at least for me, I get bored. And then the
Oh.
kids always want to pilot. So like I have to fight every once in a while to get in there.
So the most important job to have a good score is the engineer. Because if your engineer is spot on, you can have a really good score. Just saying. Just letting you know.
That's usually where I am.
So do you get good scores, or you
Nope.
kind of
I'm
slacking back
blaming the
there?
pilots. I don't agree with this. My pilots are messing me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great for a family of 6, party of 6, because that's how big the cockpit is. It's fun to yell at the pilots when they crash into things.
Assuming you know them, yes.
Do I?
Do you yell at people you don't know?
I have, but
Oh,
we
okay.
talked enough leading into it. They were warned.
Okay,
Um,
fair enough.
yeah, they were warned. You can kind of read the room, right? If
Yeah.
they're chatting with you, having fun as you've been put together, going through the different steps. Um, I like if there's a 5-year-old kid crashing and stuff, I'm not gonna yell at a little kid. But there was
See,
one guy that was an actual airline pilot for Delta. He was like, he hadn't been on it before, and Alden and I let him fly. Like, we were gonna be the pilots. Like, oh, you haven't done it. You can hit everything. Like the amount of crap that we gave him. His wife was doing the other. She's like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the one hitting stuff. He's like, well, it doesn't, dude. Like, he's rattling off stuff. Like, I was like, I'm pretty sure I got through unscathed last time, buddy. Like, this is a while ago, so Alden wasn't
yeah.
17 yet and have a driver's license type of thing. So yeah, but it's a great family ride. Like, it's one of my favorite things.
I think, and they're gonna plus it up, right?
Yes. So it gets a new version, whole new ride scenario, everything about the ride except the mechanics, right? Changing on May 22nd, 2026, the same day the next film comes out. So if you do this right, you see the film and then go on the ride back to back.
I know you've been
I
very
might
excited to do. You
like
can't.
it's probably the
Grad-
week after graduation, I think.
Oh, that's right. You guys graduate way before we do.
I don't know. I need to look. I really want to get down there quickly.
But that is Lily's birthday, so I would love you to
Oh,
there
we
with
have
me.
our band trip to Branson.
Oh, that's
Maybe
probably
I'll
not
just
gonna happen
fly
either.
out of Branson. That's not a thing, but ah,
Yeah, I'm excited for the update though because they're gonna try to have. Is it the engineers are gonna have do more?
yeah, which I don't know what, right? But and it's going to be based off the next movie, which is Mandalorian, Grogu,
Mhm.
Ahsoka, that whole part of the live action Disney Plus coming to a head, which will be great. I think people will like that
Yeah, I'm excited to see this
because right
version.
now, how many people know who Hondo Ohnaka is?
Yeah,
Right?
again, a weird choice of character.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even in the movies that like he wasn't in The Last Jedi. He was like, why are we? He's a great choice for what they're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
not for the general public. Like the general public knows the films, not the animation deep cuts.
Yeah.
But that was a mistake. All right,
Agree.
but I love it. It's a great ride. All right, the other ride, Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance. Best ride on property?
So
Yeah,
for
I say
you,
so. For me,
I'm tied with Guardians for this one. It depends on like what you base it off of, right? Like, so I get more of a kick out of writing Guardians of the Galaxy because it's flailing me all about.
yeah,
But 100% Rise is just, there's no other ride like it. It's very immersive. It's themed very well. There's nothing even to compare it to. It's kind of in its own category.
yeah.
It's just less of a thrill ride. So like I find myself leaning more towards Guardians for like the thrill part. But like if you're talking about detail and immersive, it's an excellent ride.
Its pre-show is better than some attractions,
Yes.
right? Like it's got multiple stages to the pre-show before you're ever even on the ride. There's like 3 or 4 different things you do and go through, and some of the best visual effects and just overall
Yeah, I will
impact
say,
sights.
right, because like Guardians, I get sick of the pre-shows,
Hmm.
but I don't on Rise because you feel like you're doing something or seeing something really. It's
Being
different.
recruited,
Yeah,
joining the resistance.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna get to that rebel base. We're gonna join the resistance, and then shenanigans happen.
Because
A lot
they
of
always do.
shenanigans. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a fantastic ride. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, that one is
I
for
have heard
you.
this so many times from people who are not Star Wars fans and still love this ride. 100%.
Yeah. So there's the rides. I wish there was a third to talk about, but there is not. Characters. There's really not organized character meet and greets in Galaxy's Edge, but we have some walk around ones just randomly, don't we?
Yes, Ray walks around. Chewbacca. Who's the other?
Mando.
Mando's the hard one to find
Yeah.
sometimes.
And V or Vi, however you pronounce it,
I
she's
don't know how
from
to say her name.
books. That's why I don't know how to pronounce her name, is because she's in books. Put her in live action and let me hear somebody say her
So
name.
we were stuck in Rise of the Resistance like when it first opened, like in the first few months. And so she came around with like a character handle and handed us like bottles of water or something because we were there
Wow,
for a long time.
weird.
It was, yes, but then like Luke and I think Jake had taken the girls back for a nap. That's how little they were. And Luke and I are like, we want to get really excited about seeing this character, but we don't know who she is. Like it
Yeah.
was weird. I'm like, this is a cool interaction, but I don't know who you are. I don't know what to say. It's nothing.
So she was in one of the books that was forced to be written about the land, right?
Yeah.
So that's where she came from. So Smuggler's Run opened way before Rise of the Resistance. So here's a little bit of a spoiler about Rise of the Resistance. If you haven't ever been on it, give me 30, 40 seconds. Okay, so the part where Rey is in the first pre-show talking to BB-8, give you the lowdown, that was supposed to be the V character, Viv. I don't know how to say her name.
Instead
That was
of
supposed to
Ray?
be instead of Rey. Rey wasn't in it
Why?
at all because they're really wanting it to be independent of the. Why use
Oh.
your IP that you have, right? So
Oh.
then they saw the reaction to Hondo Onaka, and the most common question was, "Who is that?" And
Yeah.
he was actually in things. Like he's been in a lot of Clone Wars, and he was in Rebels. Like he's been in multiple animated series. I knew who he was, but like the average person, no clue. So that was the biggest complaint. Like who is this? Why are we doing this with him? And then he narrates the whole ride. Part of why they're redoing it. Like not the greatest idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they scrapped her from the pre-show and put Rey in. That was an edit from getting the reaction to Hondo Onaka to when Rise of the Resistance opened.
Well, that's like
So
one huge positive that opened up so much later,
it
right?
is,
Because
yeah.
that was the right choice by far.
Yes, could you imagine? That changes the whole, like,
It
that's your
would.
first impression of the ride is Rey. talking to you, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And especially for the kids, right? That is their Star Wars, right? They grew up with this new trilogy. Rey is their Jedi, giving you orders about how to join the Resistance. And then there's Poe, and it was going to be Poe the whole time, but yeah, they didn't have Rey in it.
Oh, I'm glad they
Crazy.
added her back in. Oh, that would have been really sad.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the characters. So that's Star Wars. That's what you can find. Uh there's other places to find merchandise. We mentioned the front of the park has a whole thing there. I think it's in the is it in the Keystone Closure? I think
Yeah, in the
is the name
back.
of the shop. It's like the
Hmm.
deep closest to the Chinese theater,
Yes.
right? On the left as you're looking at the Chinese theater. Um and then there's a lot of Star Wars stuff at Disney Springs. Of
Yeah.
course, Lego Store has a lot of Star Wars stuff well represented. They also have, they build figures outside of the Lego Store. They have the stuff you can see. There's a Star Wars one there as well. You can get a picture of that if you're just
Hmm.
going to Disney Springs and you're a Star Wars fan. I think that pretty much wraps up everywhere to find Star
Star
Wars.
Wars. Yeah. You know what I miss? I actually just saw a video of this the other day. This is pre-COVID. Remember when they used to do the Imperial Marches down?
Yes, down Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, that was amazing. And they all the Star Wars music would come on, like the Darth Vader, the Imperial March would come on. I remember
Hmm.
like the first time my girls thought like, oh my God, Darth Vader's here, we're all gonna die. Like they were because they were little and they're like, are we gonna be okay? And we're like, it's okay. It's not the real Darth Vader. Like you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I miss that. Like some of that little stuff they did
Right.
pre Galaxy's Edge was really well done, and they kind of just poo-pooed it
They
once that
dropped
opened.
all of it once Galaxy's Edge
I
opened because it
know.
doesn't make sense to have it, but yet they still have launch bay. So I don't understand their logic is flawed. Future of Star Wars in the park. So we got the changes coming to the Smuggler's Run, which is fantastic. I really hope they manage to get the meet and greets that are at the launch bay into Galaxy's Edge
Yes, I love seeing
somewhere.
Chewbacca. That's a great one.
Yeah,
BB-8 too. They're all good.
they need to get organized meet and greets. There is a great spot to do at least one right where the Star Cruiser used to enter into the park
Yeah,
is a great spot. For anybody that didn't go on the Star Cruiser, that's a Star Wars fan. I'm sorry, it was amazing, but functionally, I don't know how they would have kept it going. But it was
I
awesome.
still feel like they could throw a nice dinner theater Star
Oh,
Wars in there, make a lot of money.
they bus you from the park. You do lightsaber training, bridge training, go to dinner. You have dinner, gets interrupted by the First Order, go back to the atrium. Kylo Ren's there. Rey comes in, saves the day, which is basically what happened in the Star Cruiser, but you condense it down to 3 hours.
It's like the Hoop-Dee-Doo version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hoop to
I'm
do.
in. Let's do it.
I don't know why they haven't taken my
I would
idea
love
yet.
it. I will give them my money right now. You can
Yeah.
have it.
I
I'll
would
go.
I would do that's a $200 meal right there.
Yeah.
150 a person probably actually. It would be full. So,
Yeah,
here you go.
100%.
Hopefully that comes. All right. Well, there you go. Star Wars. And if you want to go see Star Wars in the parks, you need to book a trip. You need to book that trip with our friends at Touring and Cruises. Reach out to them at touringandcruises.com. Get a free, no obligation quote. Costs you nothing to use them. And they know all this stuff so they can answer your questions. Right, Lauren? You ready to answer questions?
Yes, we're happy to answer questions. There's still those 20% discounts. We talked about this in the last show for the holidays that we don't usually see. Free dining for kids in 2026, which we can combine with other offers as they drop. And then also we saw some Disney Cruise discounts drop where the third and fourth passenger are 50% off on select ceilings. So
Yeah,
that's take advantage of that
that's a
too.
thing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
And if you need to get there and you live in the Nebraska area, you can check out the Lincoln Airport. Breeze Airways now offers direct non-stops to MCO from Lincoln on Breeze. And I'm not sure their carry-on policy for lightsabers, but I can find out.
No. That's
It's
important.
complicated carrying lightsabers back.
We carried ours on.
Like,
Yeah.
they count it as your personal item on things. Like, Southwest is sticklers with your
Oh,
lightsabers.
I forget where we flew home. They were really nice about it. I don't think that was our personal item. It was
Yeah.
United or American.
Yeah, Southwest counts them as your personal item. Just a heads up. I'm not sure what Breeze does.
They are tricky to get home.
Like, you want to get it in the overhead bin first and all the way to the back, and
Yep,
then put your
that's what
bags
we
in front
did.
of it. That's the hardest part about getting a lightsaber. So there you
It
go.
really is.
Follow along on our social media at Rope Drop on Deck on all the things. Check out our new website, www.ropedroppod.com, and we're going to get on to the after show and talk about more shenanigans. So check us out on Patreon if you want to hear that. But for Lauren, I'm Doug. This has been another Rope Drop Radio.